Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, introduce myself. My name is Istiqomah with NPM 2241121 from Manajemen 22 B class. Okay, here I will discuss time value of money. Time value of money. Time value of money is the idea that money available at the present time is worth more than the same amount in the future due to its potential earning capacity. This concept is used in finance and investment to make decisions about how to allocate resources. Discover the concept of time value of money and its significance in financial decision making. Learn how, learn how it affects your personal finance. Next, time value of money. The time value of money is a financial concept that states that the value of money today is worth more than the same amount in the future. This is because money can be invested or earn interest over time, increasing its value. Understand how time value of money refers to the idea that money available today is worth more than the same amount in the future. Applications in finance. 1. Investment decision. Learn how to evaluate investment opportunities and choose the best option based on the time value of money. 2. Loan amortization. Discover how lenders determine loan terms based on the time value of money. Retirement planning. See how understanding the time value of money helps in creating a solid retirement savings strategy. Next, compensation for risk. Compensation for risk is the additional return or reward that an investor or entity expects for taking on a high level of risk. When investing, individuals and organizations must weigh the potential reward against the risk involved. High risk investments are typically expected to profit higher return or to compensate for the increased uncertainty and potential for loss. Explore how the time value of money compensates for the uncertainty and risk associated with investing or borrowing. Next, the concept of interest. Uncover the definition of interest and its role in the time value of money. Learn about compound interest, simple interest, and their impact on financial decisions. Understanding the difference between nominal and effective interest rates. Factors influencing time value of money. Inflation. Discover how inflation erodes the value of money over time. Opportunity cost. Explore the concept of opportunity cost and how it affects the value of money. Risk and uncertainty. Understanding how the presence of risk and uncertainty affects the time value of money. Next, calculating time value of money. 1. Future value. Learn how to calculate the future value of an investment based on different interest rates and time periods. 2. Present value. Discover how to calculate the present value of future cash flow taking into account the time value of money. 3. Discount rate. Understand how discount rates determine the value of future cash flow in present terms. Next, personal financing planning. Learn how to manage your finances and achieve financial goals. This involves setting financial goals, managing revenue and expense, debt, investment planning, insurance, and tax management. 1. Setting financial goals. 2. Revenue management. 3. Expenditure management. 4. Debt management. 5. Investment. 6. Retirement planning. 7. Insurance. 8. Tax management. The benefit of understanding the value of money. 1. Optimal decision making. Make informed financial choices by considering the true value of money over time. 2. Accurate investment evaluation. Evaluate investment opportunities based on their potential returns and risk-adjusted value. 3. Improve retirement planning. Secure your future by calculating the amount you need to save for a comfortable retirement. 4. Debt management. Effectively manage debt by understanding the true cost of borrowing and making timely payment.
The time value of money is an important concept to understand. Investors can use the time value of money to calculate the fair value of a company, and people trying to save money can use it to calculate how long it will take or how much they would need to put aside each week, month, or year to achieve their financial goal. The best news is the concept is actually quite simple. So we're going to walk through two examples. The first will examine a family that wants to save for a house. The second will act as an investor who wants to value a business. So at the core of the time value of money concept is that $1 today is not worth the same amount as $1 next year. To illustrate this point, imagine I came to you and said, I'm going to give you $1,000. And I pause. During that pause, you start asking yourself, what could I buy with that $1,000? What would I use it for? And then, after my unnecessarily long drama-building pause, I finish that sentence by saying, in 10 years. Well, that changes everything. I have no idea what I would do with it in 10 years, but I knew what I would do with it now. I was going to save for a house. Now, the time value of money matters more than just knowing what you're going to do with it or not. In fact, $1,000 today is actually worth more than $1,000 in 10 years. Much of the difference in value revolves around what is known as opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the value of different opportunities that were forfeited by not having that cash today. So let's see how this works. We're saving for a house. For now, you have $1,000 to start saving. We want to save for 10 years. How much will we have in 10 years? Let's look closer. So here we are today. We have our $1,000. What will it be worth next year? Well, that depends on what you do with it. If you put it in a savings account that pays 2% per year, well, that $1,000 is worth $1,020 next year. Not bad. But what if we found two other investment opportunities? One would pay us 5% and the other would pay us 10%. Well, the 5% is worth $1,050 next year, and the 10% is worth $1,100. I bring this out to illustrate how important the return you get on your initial investment is, and to illustrate opportunity cost. So let's stick with the 5% return from here and keep it simple. And if we stopped right here at this point, well, you could probably see that the $1,000 today is actually worth $50 more than $1,000 in 1 year. In this example, that is the opportunity cost. If I had offered you $1,000 today or $1,050 next year, which would you choose? Well, if you knew you had a chance to invest the $1,000 today and get a 5% return, well, it wouldn't have mattered which one you took. Now, if I offered you $1,060 next year, Well, you should take that. Your potential return is just 5% with today's money, and I just offered you the equivalent of 6%. Assuming you believe me, waiting a year makes the most sense. So now let's do the math, which is actually quite simple. So if we continue our example, to get our $1,000 into the future, we simply need to increase that amount by our expected return. So it's $1,000 times 1 plus R. R is the return. In our case, we're expecting a 5% return. So $1,000 times 1.05 equals $1,050. Now, just in case you're not super confident with this type of math, you add 1 to your expected return because 1 represents 100% of your initial number. You might have done this exact math in a restaurant if you wanted to leave a tip. You take the final bill of, let's say, $100 and multiply it by the tip of, let's say, 20%, which is 1.2, and you end up with $120. Now, some people may think to themselves, okay, what is 20% of $100? Well, that's $20. Then you add that $20 to the starting bill of $100, and we get $120. Well, this is that exact same thing, just a bit shorter. So when we multiply our starting number by 1.05, or 105% of our starting value, this gives us next year's value. They call this future value. Now we could do this quite simply for each time period. If you take the $1,050 times 1.05, we get $1,102.50. Now it's important to recognize here that during the first year, our money grew by $50, and in the second year, it grew by $52.50. And that is what is known as compound interest, or the power of compounding. See, that $50 you earned in the first year earned $2.50 in the second year. And that will just keep happening every year. The money you earn will earn more money for you. So we could do that math for each year and keep going right down the line. And that would be easy enough. But there is another shortcut. So we know that this formula is the future value formula. And that is true as long as the future value is in one time period. Well, in our case, if we wanted to skip ahead to see what the value would be in year 10, well, the only adjustment we'd have to make to the formula is to add the number of periods right here. So if we want to know the future value in year 10, we simply add 10 here. And this future value will now be the value of our $1,000 in year 10, assuming we earn 5% a year. And in year 10, we will end up with $1,628.89. So if you had a calculator or Excel, you can easily calculate what the future value will be in 5 years or 20 years or whatever. The math stays the same.